What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Old Volks TV. Fantastic day today. God, the weather is so beautiful and it's making me think of camping again. And we actually have a camping trip coming up pretty soon. We're going down to the river for a friend's birthday, and I want to have a good time down there. And I don't know if you've noticed in the past videos, but my little pop top up here, it's pretty holy. It's kind of wore out. The screen's ripped in a few spots. The canvas is in bad shape. It's the original stuff to my knowledge, and you know, it's old, so we're gonna replace it. I got our old pal Bruce, who does a lot of canvas work for us, a lot of upholstery stuff. Fantastic at what he does. He's gonna make us a new one that is the correct color and the correct style. These are different from Westie's because a Westie has 3 windows on it, 3 panels rather, 3 screen panels. The Riviera wraps around 3 sides as one screen piece with a big zipper that goes around the whole thing, which we don't even have the zipper anymore, so ours is just always open. So when you shower, people can come up with the camera and go in there like on that old New Mexico trip. So anyways, Bruce is gonna whip us up a fancy factory reproduction pop top canvas with a nice 3-sided screen up there for us and a good big old zipper. But first we got to get this thing out. I've never done it, I've never seen anybody do it, so we're in for quite the adventure, I imagine. But I looked at it, it doesn't look too complicated. I feel like if we're careful and we you know, record it, we'll know how it goes back together when we're all done. So why don't we pop up there and have a look at what we got. Alright, so it looks pretty easy as far as getting this stuff off. We've got several of these weird sort of flathead looking screws. Not flathead, but like a square head. Like a square head. It's a weird tip, but I got one, luckily. I went and dug one out of my old toolkit. So we got those. We got one little bolt behind each one of the latches here. And then across the bottom we've got these 1/4 inch screws that hold the bottom trim in. I believe once we remove all this trim, this will just come out. I think that's what holds this in. It's just like a tube that goes in there. So fingers crossed, we should be able to just zip these out and get it out, and it should be super easy. So let's see. Can't even see the. We want to try and save this trim and material here and the screws. Yeah. You see, it's a weird head on that screw, but it's original. We want to try and keep it looking original, so we'll go slow. Looks like they go into wood, and that probably means that there's going to be some staples back there, so I may have to go grab some snips. Pull those staples out. See, these are just little 1/4 inch hex head. It's just a regular screw. These are pretty crusty, but I kind of like that patina, I guess you might call it. So I'm gonna keep those and reuse them. Well, they did use a lot. Everywhere. Oh, piece of trim that I didn't even realize was there. Never noticed that before. Little piece of aluminum. Neat. And I don't know if the front and the back are different. I imagine they probably are. So I'm gonna keep them kind of separated, and once we get the canvas out, I'm gonna put it all back together. But yeah, there's that piece of wood with those staples that I thought was gonna be back there. And we got some more screws on the top pinching this thing down. So take this trim out, pop those staples out. The wood looks like it's in good shape. I really hope it's in good shape because I really don't want to have to replace that. So we're going to be very careful with that. All right, so we had a trim piece here that was actually holding the wood on, or holding the wood to the canvas as well as the staples. That wood actually goes up quite a bit up here. On the back, we've got one runs across the top. So here's another one on the other side that runs down the sideways. So tons of little screws. Holy moly. There's like screws everywhere. And then this is just the bottom. I mean, look at that pile of screws. It's like an ant colony. So we're gonna get this trim pulled off here, and we'll see. You know, it looks like this is kind of a tensioner, like it staples here. So it was a little bit longer. And then when you put this down and crank these screws down, you know, it kind of lets it get taut. So we probably have to put the top on first, tighten it, and then pull this down snuggish, screw it, and then staple it down here, I would imagine. But we'll consult with our resident sewing guy. We'll let Bruce tell us. He's probably done more of these than I have. I've never done one before, so. All right, back to unscrewing. Tons of trim, tons of screws, and a little bit of wood. The wood looks all right. In fact, other than a couple little cracks like that, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. I don't know how, but again, fingers crossed we don't have to build another one. Alright, so I got the last few left, but I wanted to show you guys this. These ones right here look just brand new. Like, these never got wet. This canvas is in such perfect shape right here. It's crazy that it's this old and it's this nice. And you get down here where the water would sit, you know, sitting in a driveway or something, and the canvas is just shredded and mildewy and disgusting, and the staples are all rusty. But we got it out. That's pretty much it. That's actually pretty easy. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This is going to give me a chance too to do some maintenance on these tracks, you know, get them cleaned up and lubricated. I think there's like a little, like this spring got some crusty stuff on it, and I don't even know what these little things are. I can take these off, you know, stuff I didn't really think about doing before, but now that we got it off, we're gonna lubricate and adjust. And it looks like the top just screws into that little piece of wood from the inside, and that's it. So good news there too. We should have this thing out of here in no time. So I'm gonna knock out the top ones real quick, and we'll see if we can't pull it out and put the pieces back together, and hopefully just not lose anything. Put the screws in a bag, and then we'll take this to Bruce, and within a week or two we'll have a new one. All right, all the trim is in, back where it goes. We just used a couple screws in each spot or on each piece just to kind of hold it in place for now. Just so we don't lose them and we don't forget how they go together. The wood looked like it was in pretty good shape back there, so I'm not gonna mess with any of that. I think we can just leave that all as it is. They had these little bungees, it looked like, at some point that were supposed to, I guess, limit the top from overextending. They kind of went up here, and it looks like this one over here. On the back, somebody had used a steel cable and these little clamps. I don't think we're going to replace that. I think we're just going to cut all this off and see if we can get by without it. I don't think it's necessary to have all that. Otherwise, we're looking like we're in good shape. And we'll glue this back down, and we'll have Bruce will make a new one of those for me, and we'll get it put in. So I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to do a little cleanup. We're going to do a little lubrication down here of the tracks and maybe clean the springs. I might have to make a new. They got these little rubber slidey pieces kind of attached to, I think, to keep the spring from making noise. I may put some neoprene or something down there. But for now, I think we're good. So that's it. When we get the new one, we'll come back, we'll put the new one in. That'll be part 2 of this video. And that's pretty much where we wanted to be for the day. You know, just a little bit of work. It's a really nice day. We've got a pretty good view. It'd be cool if we could make that thing out of all screen and just have a perfect view around the whole thing. But they must have known what they were doing. They did it for some reason, so that's what we're gonna do. Thanks for hanging out. This was a super good time. This was an easy one compared to some of the other stuff that we've done in the past. So hit that little subscribe button for me. Ring the little bell right over there next to it for me if you can. Tell a friend. Thanks for watching.